Hey guys, today is April the 25th of 2019, and I want to go over the Aussie dollar using WD Gann price and time technical analysis. I know it's been a while. I haven't posted a video in a couple of weeks. I've been busy working on some music, and that's pretty much taken much of my time. But I wanted to post a video now that I got a little free time and just show you what I'm seeing on the Aussie dollar. There's a lot going on, but before I do that, I want to show you that there is a site. I just call it kind of like a blog, just kind of put my thoughts out there. And it's on Forex Factory, and it's a thread forum called Gann Analysis. I'm called US dollar there. And you can see this is my analysis on what I said, hey, Aussie dollar looks like it's working on a wave 5. This was 11 hours ago on the 24th, so that was yesterday. And just kind of post my ideas. I was putting some analysis on the dollar. And this was today. Took a small long position on the Aussie at 7,000. Dollar hit target at 98.30. So my analysis kind of saying that 98.30 might be like a resistance. It could be short term. It could be the swing top. I don't know. But as of right now, I based my long position based on that 98.30 being resistance for the dollar. Maybe it could be a scalp. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, if you want to go there and just see my writing and check out my analysis, feel free. That's where I'm more active. Just because it's quick, I just take a screenshot of the chart, couple of sentences, and then that's it. And then I could always look back on that and for the week and kind of review it. And it was like, this is what I was thinking. This is, the screenshot, and it just kind of helps you to review at the end of the week what worked, what didn't work, where you can prove what you're lacking in, what you didn't see. You can see like, man, this is what I was seeing, and when the week is over, next week you'll be like, wow, that didn't happen, or that did happen. That kind of gives you confidence, and if you're lacking on something, it can help you a little better. So let's get into the Aussies. A lot of things I wanted to show you today. So it might be a long video. So if you want it, just save it for later. Watch it when the kids are sleeping and just kind of, see how I approach this. So right now, using Elliott Wave, which I'm not a pro at, I have to use the software to help me with the analysis. And, it may be right, it may be wrong, but so far I'm just using what the program is telling me. We're right now at a wave 5, and we sold off, and you can see the price action is confirming. Did I say wave 5? Wave 4. We on April 17th, we made a wave 4 wave, and it looks like we're working on wave 5 right now, which is the last wave in theory. And you can see that the linear regression channel is pointing down. It blew right through the this proprietary cloud here. You can call it the ellipse. It blew right through it, so that didn't pan out. And this was a target of 70, between 70.30 all the way to 70.12 was supposed to be the projection target of the Aussie from up here. And so far it hit it, and it blew it. It blew past it. It took out the 7,002, which is at March 8th low. Blew right through it, got some stops, and now it's trying to regain that level. This gray line right here, it's a seasonality projection line. So it's kind of telling me what the Aussie does seasonally. And in theory, this was normally up. So let's see. I'll kind of show you. Normally is like this. This was what I was looking at. So I was really bullish on the Aussie. Once the Aussie was getting up here, I was thinking we're going to continue going high. We're going to get some stops. And somewhere around May 1st, we'll make a high and then maybe pull back. A nice little push up and end the month of April positive. But that did not pan out. Markets always invert in some shape or form. Invert means like instead of going up, We're doing the opposite. We're going down. Why does it do that? I don't know why, but it always happens in every market when the cycle is up. And it doesn't happen all the time, but there's something that is triggering it or affecting it. Or, man, if there was no inversions, we'd all be millionaires. But that's the part of trading that when these inversions come, you have to be on the right side or just get out and let this thing do its thing and then figure out what it's going to do. Right now, we are in an inverted cycle. So, seasonality cycle, not price action cycle. So I had to invert it once I started seeing that, Elliott Wave, we made a wave 4. Now we're pushing lower into wave 5. I had to invert the seasonality, and this is what it's projecting. Possible swing low here on the 23rd, a bounce, and then a final low from May 1st. So I got in long today at 7,000. I may get crushed and stopped out, but I did get a small position. So if it stops me out, it'll be just a couple of bucks that I lose, and that's it. Nothing crazy. I'm not, gung-ho and, going all in with a big amount. No, this is very risky. There's a lot of things indicating that it could go even lower. But if it does a nice little bounce here and then, rolls over, I'll just raise my stop up, get stopped out, and let it, if it's going to do a final flush for May, it'll do it. But let's see how it's going to pan out. There's a lot of things saying there's support here. There's a lot of things that are saying there's a good support here at that 68. I don't know, what is it, 83 or whatever. We'll see. Is this all recording? Yeah. This is my second time doing the video. Something happened with the audio and it was clipping. So yeah, so this is like what I'm seeing. This is the 100 exponential moving average. This is a 200. You can see it kind of like just couldn't get above it, man. Just couldn't get above it, and now we're pushing lower. Oscillators are negative. RSI is pushing lower. The Stokes are negative. MACD is negative. The Elliott trigger, something I just realized and didn't know, is that when the Elliott trigger goes below the 0 line, that means that the confirmation of wave 4 is there. We had a wave 4 here on March the 21st, and you can see that it cracked below the 0 line, but then did a hockey stick, and then it was kind of telling me, you know what, maybe this won't be wave 4. Maybe there's a future wave 4, especially when it went above the 0 line. And now we got the wave 4 here on April the 17th at that 72.04, and then we cracked the 0 line. And then with Momo too, it's just like we just cracked it. We pushed down fast and hard, grinding down. And that wave 4 is there, and we're building it to the wave 5. And you can see that that's really confirming it. CC negative, ADX negative, cycle. This always, the calculation is always readjusting. So it nailed it, man. I got to give it to the cycle here. It nailed it. It's saying that it could find some support here between May 5th, and that's what I'm looking at. It's indicating right there. Maybe a pause at the 26th. I'm going to show you why there's like a cluster of the 26th and the 1st of May. But we're focusing on April right now to see what's going on here. And then on the cycle, and this is going to change. You're going to see next, whenever I post a video or my analysis on the blog, you'll see that this will switch. I've been studying this, and it's doing its own thing. It's calculating things on the past, and it's just kind of letting me know what the future could be. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see. Right now, you can see as of today, April 25th, is showing that May 24th could be the possible swing low. But then seasonality is showing that the possible swing low is going to be May 1st. So you got May 1st and you got the May 24th. But that May 24th is going to change in the next couple of weeks, and you're going to see how it's going to readjust. Time clusters, you can see that in theory, we have supposedly a low on the 24th, so it's a day early. This is a doji, so I'm kind of weighing my options here. You know what? Maybe if anything, a nice little good scalp to the upside, knowing that the dollar has some resistance at the 98.30. Get a couple of pips, points, whatever, and raise my stop. And then if it's really going to push and get all the early bulls, like I'm one of the early bulls, then, you know, it's not a big deal because I got it in low, you know, not a big, I didn't buy big. I bought really low. So that's that on this chart. Let's look at what I'm looking at here. Let's see. Okay, so for the forecast for April, statistically, I got two things that I look at. Statistically, April normally makes a swing high on this month. And so far, it did make a swing high on April 17th, but I was looking at maybe the 26th, pretty much the 30th, the end of the month. I was thinking that it was gonna push all the way up there and make a swing high, but that hasn't happened. So everything just inverted. So seasonally, it makes a low on the 4th, April the 8th, and then it shoots all the way up, all the way to the 30th. But that hasn't happened. It's done the opposite. It went all the way as high to the 17th and just swung all the way down. These dates right here, I'm watching the 26th and the 30th. So now everything just got inverted. So now I'm looking for lows, and these are going to be possible lows. Since you can see that price action is all the way down, working on a wave 5, or maybe the wave 5 is already in. We'll see. 26th and the 30th, if you want to watch. 26th is tomorrow. The 30th, I think, is Tuesday. The 22nd is a dud. The 30th, and then looking at May 5th using the SQ technique, I'm looking at May 1st and May 2nd. The GE model didn't work out. None of these dates panned. Nothing happened there. The GD model, is showing the 29th for a high. So now it's inverted and we're looking at for a low. So the 26th, 29th, and 30. And then the TC model is showing the 26th and the 29th. So this Friday, Monday, and Tuesday are dates that could be possible lows. That's what the models are showing, or these models that I use, and I put them on paper. Days of the week. From January the 26th of 2018, these are the dates that are reflected. Monday's normally flat, Tuesday's red, Wednesday's green, Thursday's green, and Friday is red. And then looking at the bigger picture, this is what is more reflective of what the Aussie has done, you know, all the way from 1971 or 72, I can't remember, 48 years, 47, 48 years. Normally it's really red on Monday. Tuesday it's red. You can see that the Bears are more in control Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, the Bears got an upper edge. Thursday, the Bulls. I'm sorry. Wednesday, the Bulls. Thursday, the Bulls, and Friday, the Bulls. Thursday, you know, on the big picture, it's kind of mixed. You go either or. But Friday, normally the Bulls are more in control, and Wednesday. And then lastly, you can see, you have that right? Yeah. And then lastly, seasonal statistics is very mixed using this model. There's a model that has two bullish Aprils, and then there's a model that has two bearish Aprils. So you average them all together, it's 50-50. It could either be a high or a low, and that's where we're at. So that's why, you know, the other model on the top was showing a high, and now it's inverted, and it's not really, you know, showing a clear direction. This model was saying it's mixed. It could be a high, or it could be a low. So far right now, April the 25th is showing that it's going to probably be maybe a swing low. And we don't know what May holds, so I have to look into May. I'll save this and then do my May analysis and see where we at with the Aussie for May. What could be the possibilities of May making more lows, or it's bullish? We'll see. The dollar on, you know, seasonality normally will make a swing high on April the 6th and then sell off all the way to the 30th, and that hasn't happened, buddy. The dollar has just been pumping all the way to today. And can it continue going higher? Yeah, it can. It got some good momo. We'll see. Things may be inverted with the dollar too, because that's what just happened. And maybe it could push all the way to the 30th, and then, you know, then either sell off or maybe continue. We don't know. And lastly, I wanted to show is my, then we could use the, these are the dates I was watching right here, the 29th, the 26th. How long is this video? 15 minutes. Wow. So the 29th right here is that Monday. I'm looking for that. And this is the 26th tomorrow. We have the 25th right here. So this is what I'm seeing. And over here, the third, right here, you got that 45-degree. This is where we are, the 25th, 26th, and 27th, these 2 dates. Lastly, last chart I want to show you is retracements. We blew right through that 702. Didn't get to the 50%, which is the 69.73. If we're going to push lower, this could be the level that it may want to kiss. So far, it hasn't happened. And these are the resistance levels above. 70.22, I think that's where it went as high, and 70.23. We could get above there, then we're going to go to 70.53, which is a cluster right there. Maybe trend higher, we'll see. But, you know, it could hit there and then push lower, or it could just hit here and then push lower, or go sideways, or go lower and hit 69.73. So this is my retracement chart. Let's look at, this is my square of 9. So far it didn't hit the 69.82, which is that 360 degree. So far is chopping around. I don't know what the price action is right now. But these are the levels you want to watch: 70.10, 70.14, and 70.24 right here. So 390, 14.895 degree, and that 405 degree. Now I'm going to minimize all this right here, and it'll be my last thing I want to show you, and put the square using the low. Let's get out of here. So this is the square grid using the price itself, 66.52. If you have 66.40, if you have 66.60, 66.70, you know, it doesn't matter. You use whatever your last low on January 3rd of 2019 was, and then base your grid on that. And I'm gonna minimize this. I just want to show you some things, or just take all the stuff out, because sometimes this could get a little crazy and you don't know what you're seeing. My eyes are used to it because I've been seeing it for so long. So right now, this is the low that we did, 66.52 on my platform and my broker, and this is what I'm working on. So we square out that range using the price itself. And we're going to use halves. You can see that scoring this range on the grid gave me the half right here. And that's where we find support. So right there, that's giving me a little confidence. It's like, you know what? Maybe that low is in. That's a good support. We never got to it on March the 8th. We did that 702 and then popped up. But now we kissed it here. Can we do a little flush, break below it, get all the little, you know, early bulls like me, flush me out, and then reverse? It could happen. I've seen it happen. It's happened to everybody. So these are the halves. So this, you kind of build it up using the square, on the square grid, using that price. Then you add the fourths. You see now it's half of that, and you can see how price action is behaving, how it's finding resistance. You see how it went up here and it failed and pushed down. And then you add the eighths. You see how it's all breaking down into more boxes and levels, you know, like supports and resistance. It's breaking everything down. And then you add the 1/3. I rarely use the 1/3 here and there, but you can see that it flushed here on the third, on the 1/3. But we'll take the 1/3 out for now. And next thing you would add is the major diagonals and the minors. This is the major. You can see how everything, how price action is respecting that. Couldn't get above it, came down, kind of chopped around here. There was nothing there. I'm sure there was an angle, and it failed this angle. This is where we got. So this is kind of like from the big box going like this across, and then little ones from the halves. Then the minor diagonals are the little smaller ones. You can look and you can just kind of see, and you can see that it tried to find support here but failed, blew right through it. And then lastly, there's two more, and this is where it gets a little more cluster and crazy, is the 1x2s, which is these small ones that just, you know, shoot up within these angles here. And then the 1x4, where it really like, it gives you all the counter harmonics and everything. And this is where we at right now on there. That's using the price itself. Once you take that off and you square the price, which will give you 81.55, this is where we're at right now. So I could do the same thing, but you could do that on your own if you have the software. So let's zero in, and this is using calendar day. I'm not using the trading day. I'm not switching, just using the calendar day. You can see right now we at the 1/8. We almost kissed this angle, and you can see that there was resistance here on the 1/3, and then it came down using squaring the price of 81 and give you the 81.55. Now you take that and you use the you square the range using price itself, which is different now. You're not squaring the price of 66.52. Now you're using the square range of the price itself, and you can see how things vibrate. Listen, the Gann stuff you have to explore, man. Gann just kind of like gave you little nuggets. You really just gotta like think out the box and like think like he did. Use different things, figure things out, test things. Man, I wonder if this will work. You just try it. So I use Gann's price. I use the price of the Aussie, which is the low, and then I square that price to see how prices. Sometimes the squaring of the price itself is better than actually using the price of 66.52. You can see how the prices move and dances and vibrates within this grid and see, hey, you know, I like this one better. And then you kind of like feel confident, you know, when it hits here, it always fails. That kind of stuff you need to like kind of, but this is all back testing. This is all just looking at this instrument daily and seeing how it moves within this grid. So right now, this is that low that I'm looking at. And you can see that right now we're like finding resistance here, and there's going to be a lot of, you know, there's going to be targets here. But these angles are kind of showing you where prices could just kind of like stutter a little bit and then regain momentum and push higher, or fail and push lower. So that's it. This is all I wanted to show you. I think I covered everything else. Hopefully you like this video. Maybe I should probably do a Patreon thing, and maybe, you know, because I don't make money off these videos. I just do it just because I love trading. I'm passionate about this stuff. I love it. I live it. But I don't get paid for it, so I just do it whenever I can. Maybe I should do a Patreon if you guys are, you know, inclined and find value in this and are learning some things. Maybe, you know, you can help out and chip in, and maybe I could just do more and you know, other stuff. I only do them when I can, so it is what it is. But I'm gonna sign out. Hopefully you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you didn't get anything value, give it a thumbs down. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not making money or anything like that. I'm just sharing my knowledge, sharing what I see on the Aussie dollar. There's other markets I trade and I look at, but this one is the only one I've been sharing on YouTube. And let's see how this week ends, and let's see how next week. And my next video will be a recap of what happened today and how it panned out, and see how, the Aussie, where is it going to be at in the next couple of weeks. And we'll take it from there. See ya.